Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Super Breakdown. Today we'll be looking at the System Turn A 99 Turn A Gundam. The Turn A Gundam is one of the more fun 500 costs in this game in my opinion. For pure melee, it has so many options that I'm going to show you in just a little bit that are really cool looking, whether they do a lot of damage or not. Your basic ranged is the flails, the Gundam hammers. They're pretty nice. They fire pretty much straightforward. They can be kind of hard to hit with, but they do decent damage, and you can kind of just spam them. They recharge really quickly. You do have a charge on them as well. When you charge them up, fire a Garobi. It's a short Garobi, but it's a powerful Garobi. Then you have missiles that you can fire. You get up to 6 of them, and you can fire them just about in a row. If you charge that, or you charge melee, either one, then you have this nice little charge there, I guess you could say. However, if you just charge the melee, you get the nuke. So right there alone, between the different combinations, you have 3 different attacks off a set of charge attacks. The nuke missed, unfortunately. Then you have the standard beam rifle shot that you fire with L2 with the Turn A, and you can do it while moving, which is really nice. Turn A is all about options, I guess you could say. About getting in and hitting the enemy. And of course, as you know, I love options, so I'm sure you can tell that I absolutely adore the Turn A. If you hit with this, it stuns. I'm having a hard time hitting with it right now, though. We'll go ahead and show off the burst. Moonlight Butterfly. It's important to note, you only get the 1 nuke per life. Even if you burst, you do not get another nuke. So you will have to make sure you use that nuke well, which I did not do. The Striker has the grab that I'm going to show off in just a little bit. And then you have... There's the stun. You have standard melee. Well, okay. I'll show you standard melee in just a second. It's been a while since I've died in one of these. Standard melee has a pretty nice combo to it. Does pretty good damage. Side melee. It has a really short hit range, but if you can hit with it, it's really nice. There you go. Back melee. Oh, come on now. Which is really good and does a ton of damage. With that nice little spin there. And then when we come back in, I'll show you forward melee and the R2 that I have not showed you yet, which is also context sensitive. The Turn A is just like an armory of different things you can do and different surprises you can pull out against people. So of course, as we go into round 2, we have to ask, should you use the Turn A Gundam? Absolutely. It is a 500 cost, so you have the problem of, you know, if you die, then half of your team gauge is gone unless you're playing 3-3s. However, for what it gives to offer when it comes to, what it brings to offer, I guess that is, when it comes to melee and when it comes to options, I think it's absolutely worth it to any team. There's forward melee. The Turn A, oh, get grabbed. Turn A is a really powerful suit. It's especially good in mid-range to short-range, of course, but the long-range options are not terrible because of the missiles and the beam rifle and the Garobi. Important to note, if you want the Garobi, you have to be standing stock still. Otherwise, you do the charge. But context sensitive is the name of the game when it comes to the Turn A. So, right trigger is this grab that's really good. Does not result in a down, so if you're working with a good teammate, they can really hammer in on that while the opponent's thrown up into the air and helpless. But you also have, if you were already dashing at the time, like this, it becomes this charge. And the charge has a nice hit on its own, of the shield, which is not bad. But you can also combo out of that, like so. Or, mid-charge, if you don't hit, you can instead cancel out of the charge to get a different melee off. And there is a fun thing that I love doing. The Turn A is kind of like the Epyon in that you can mix up your melees mid-combo. And depending on which one you change to, you get some different, really nice combos. With all that said, though, for short range, absolutely use the Turn A. For long range, Turn A is an option, though there are some other suits that are better suited for long range. But for mid-range to short range, the Turn A is one of the best in the entire game. With all that said, though, I have been Trey. This has been the Full Spectrum. And remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that the Turn A Gundam has to offer.